Good day to you all. I am C.S. Srinivasarao, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, SVKP and Dr. K.S. Raju Arts and Science College, Penugonda. Welcome back to Graphs. First, we will discuss about the theorems on graphs. First theorem is handshaking. Let G be an undirected graph. The graph G, it has the set of vertices and set of edges. It is an undirected graph with m edges, the small number of m edges. Then the formula is 2m is equal to sigma degree of vertex. That means sum of the degrees of all vertices is the even number. That is the even. That is the theorem, handshaking theorem. Even number of edges. This is the 2 into m edges. 2 into m edges is equal to sum of the degrees of all vertices is equal to 2m edges, right? 2m, that is equal to 2m. So proof: since every edge is incident with exactly 2 vertices, each and every edge is incident with 2 vertices. So for example, if you take one edge, there are 2 vertices. If you take 2 edges, there are 4 vertices. Like that, every edge contributes 2 to the sum of the degrees of the vertices. So every edge, it is 2 to the, it contributes to 2, the even number, that is. So all edges, there are e number of edges of the m number of edges that contribute to the sum of the degrees of vertices is 2m. So for each vertex there are 2 vertices. So the degree, the contribution of that one is even, right? So here there are m number of edges or the e number of edges. E very small is or small m. That is the number of edges. So degree of all vertices, sum of the degrees of all vertices is equal to the 2 into number of edges, because each and every edge is incident with 2 vertices. Now you take any number of edges into 2. So that's why the number of edges, you take the 2 edges, the 2 into 2, 4 vertices incident with those 2 edges. Suppose if you take the 3 edges, there are 6 vertices incident on those 3 edges. Like that, there are m number of edges, m into 2. So 2m vertices, that is the degree is 2m, degree of the vertices, sum of the degrees of all vertices is 2m. This is the handshaking theorem. And the second theorem is an undirected graph has an even number of vertices of odd degree. Now here an undirected graph, it has even number of vertices, even number of odd degree vertices. So an undirected graph has even number of odd degree vertices. For example, again you take the there are 2 set of vertices. One is the v1 is the one set of vertices and v2 is the another set of vertices, where v1 is the even number of even degree vertices and v2 is the odd degree vertices. Then an undirected graph G, it has the v is nothing but v1 plus a v2. E is the number of edges with m edges. The total number of edges are m. 2m is equal to, according to the handshaking theorem, 2m is equal to sum of the degrees of all vertices. This is the handshaking formula. Now that can be contributed all vertices. So all those vertices can be divided into 2 parts. One is the even degree vertices and odd degree vertices. So sum of the degrees of even degree vertices, sum of the degrees of odd degree vertices. This is, so this is even degree vertices is always even, and the LHS value is even. Definitely the second part of the RHS must be the even. This is the theorem is proved, because the degree of V is even for V belongs to even, where V1 is the even number of degree of even vertices, even degree vertices. V1 is the even degree vertices, and sum of the 2 terms on the right hand side of the last equality, this sum of this one must be the even, 2 into m. For example, if you take m is 2 into m is 4. If m is odd number, any odd number, if you take 3 into 2 is 6, it is the even number. 2m always generates the even number. So even number is equal to sum of these two. and this one is the even degree, always returns the even number of sum of the degrees of even that those vertices are even degree vertices. This always gives the even. So the LHS is even and one part of the RHS is even, the second part must be the even. So hence what is the second part here? Odd degree vertices, sum of the odd degree, here the odd degree vertices and even number of odd degree vertices. So the totally the even number of odd degree vertices, the vertices are odd degree vertices, hence the second theorem is also proved. In the sum is also even, so there are even number of vertices of odd degree. The two theorems are solved. Now representing graphs. To represent the graphs there are two ways. One is the adjacency matrix and second one is the incident matrix. Adjacency matrix means the matrix you take the one graph G. So this is the graph with edges and vertices. There are four vertices, A, B, C, D are the vertices and there are edges. From A to B is an edge. This is undirected graph. From A to C is an edge. From A to D is also edge. And similarly you take the from B to A is an edge, B to C is an edge, C to A is an edge, C to B is an edge, D to A only one edge is there from D to A. So for example, what is the adjacency matrix? Now adjacency matrix is for example there are m number of vertices in the graph. The adjacent matrix is m by m. So there are m vertices and again m vertices. The size of the matrix is m by m. So here this gives 0 or 1. 0 indicates there is no adjacent, 1 indicates adjacent. Those two are adjacent vertices. Now here A, B. So A, B are the adjacent vertices because there is a direct edge between A and B. So from A to A there is no self loop. So that's why from A to A is the value is 0 in adjacency matrix. From A to B there is an edge. So hence the from A to B is the value is 1. The value is 1. From A to C there is an edge. Again from A to C value 1. From A to D the value is 1. Similarly you take from B to A. B to A is 1. From B to B there is no edge. There is no self loop. The value is 0. From B to C there is an edge. So the value is 1. And there is no edge from B to D, direct edge. So B and D are not adjacent vertices. That is nothing but there is no direct edge between the B and D. So here hence the from B to D value is 0. Like that the remaining. For example, if you take D to A, only one edge from D to A. So for D only one adjacent vertex, that is called A. So from D to A there is an edge, right? So that's why the adjacency for D is only one vertex, that is called A. The remaining vertices B is not adjacent, C is not also adjacent. There is no self loop. The D is also not adjacent. And this is an exercise for the readers. Draw a graph with the adjacency matrix. This is a one adjacency matrix. You draw the graph. Here there are again four vertices. Here A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. The 0 represents there is no edge between A to A. 1 represents there is an edge from A to B. This one represents there is an edge from A to C. This 0 represents there is no edge from A to D. Like that. For example, if you take this one, 3, 4 position, this one represents there is an edge from C to D. Like that you draw a graph according to this adjacency matrix. This is an exercise for the readers. And one more is incident matrix. This is again undirected graph. This is undirected graph with 5 vertices, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. These are the vertices and edges E1 and E2. This is an E2 and E3, E4, E5 and E6. These are the 6 edges. 5 vertices and 6 edges. Now incidence matrix is the row represents the vertices and edges represents columns represents the edges. 5 vertices V1 to V5 and edges are V1 to E1 to E6. E1 to E6. Now v1 vertex v1 is incident on e1 and e2. So vertex v1 is incident on e1 and e2. There is no edge, only two edges, e1 and e2. So the v1 incident on only two edges, e1 and e2, and the remaining all are zeros. Similarly, suppose if you take the v5, this is the v5, right? v5 is incident on e2, e4, e5. v5 is incident on e2, e4, e5. Like that, this is the incidence matrix corresponding to this graph. And similarly, you take this graph, pseudo graph. How many vertices? v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5. Again 5 vertices, and edges e1, e2, e3, e4, e4, e5, e6, e7 and e8. Totally 8 edges. Now suppose if you take the v1 is incident on e1, v1 is incident on e1 and e2, e3, e1, e2, e3. The remaining, there is no this vertex is only incident on e1, e2, e3. So because these three that's why these three are ones and remaining all are zeros. Like that, for example, if you take the v4 is this one. v4 is incident on e8 and this e7. v4 is incident on e7 and e8. So this is the incidence matrix representation of the graphs. And connectedness in directed graphs. Connectedness, strongly connected and weakly connected. What is the strongly connected graph? A directed graph, this is a directed graph. A directed graph is strongly connected if there is a path from A to B and from B to A also. Whenever A and B are the vertices in the graph. If there are two vertices in the graph and there is a path from A to B and as well as from B to A, then that graph is called strongly connected graph. Weakly connected graph means a directed graph is weakly connected if there is a path between any but every two vertices in the underlying undirected graph. This is undirected graph. Just you remove the directions and you find the path between every two vertices. So then that is called weakly connected graph. This this is an example. First graph. This is a first graph. So from A to B, just you verify A to B and B to A. Is there any path from A to B? Direct path from A to B. Direct path. There is a direct edge from A to B. This is a directed graph and there is an edge from A to B. Just you find, is there any path from B to A? So there is no direct path, but indirectly you can travel like B to D, D to E, E to A. So if A to B is there and B to A is also there. Similarly, you can find anything. D to E is there. Can you find from E to D? So D to E is a direct path and E to D. This is the way from E to A to B, B to D. There. So that's why this is the strongly connected. If this is strongly connected, just you remove the directions and verify that is undirected graph. You consider this as an undirected graph and find a path, the path between every two vertices. Definitely this is the weakly connected. This is the strongly connected. Definitely you remove the directions and for every two vertices there is a path. So that's why this is weakly connected as well as the strongly connected. Now here you verify whether this is strongly connected or not. So there is a path from A to B. Just you verify. B to A is there. B to A is there. So can you find a path from A to B? There is no path because for this A there is no outgoing edge. So only incoming. So that's why this is not strongly connected. This is not strongly connected because a path from B to A is existed, but there is no path from A to B. There is no path from A to B. Hence, this is not strongly connected. You remove the directions and you can find the path between any two. Suppose if you remove the directions, A to B is there and B to A is also there, right? So our B to D is there and D to A is there. A to D is there, D to A is there. So if it is undirected, right? So this circuit is not strongly connected, but this is weakly connected. So this is